Jayden, Lane said y'all had kind of a tough meeting yesterday morning for practice. Just kind of what was said or the vibe of that meeting coming off Saturday.
In previous weeks, he had preached to us like certain things would like come back to haunt us and like lose us the game, or it's like when we go against better teams, like you can't get away with it week after week after week. And it was just more of like really emphasizing that again, like some of the stuff we did in previous weeks that wasn't really good enough, but we still got through and won the game. Like it worked then, but of course when you go against a team like Georgia, well coached, you get the players and all that stuff, you can't make up for that when against better teams. Like if it's a lesser team in the past compared to a team like Georgia.
Did you see the guys respond through yesterday's practice after that?
Yeah, nobody was very happy about what happened because it's like I said, like me personally, I feel like it's a game we should have won. Like it was a game for 3 quarters, like especially offensively. First 5 drives, we put up 5 touchdowns, and we just stalled out. So it's kind of like nobody's happy about it. So on to Oklahoma and go try to beat him.
You guys haven't really given that many sacks lately. How well do you think this offensive line is playing right now?
I think we're playing real good together. We had injuries in camp, people floating in and out. So, especially from week 1 to week 2 to week 3, each and every week we get better because we actually get to play beside each other for more than 3 days at a time. So I think that's a big part of it, and that's why we're playing better than we were at the beginning of the year.
I'm not sure how much you're on social media or anything, but when you see Lane's name and all these other fan bases say they'd want him as coach, what's the key to maybe avoiding those distractions as a player?
I mean, that's nothing that I can control personally. So it's like I'm where my feet is. So it's like you just let all them talk about that. At the end of the day, he's still in the building. He's still the coach. He still comes in here every day and coaches us the same regardless of what's going on out there. So if he's doing that, I'm not really worried about it either because my job, first and foremost, is play football for Ole Miss.
How's it been blocking for Kiwan, and what does he bring to this offense?
Just explosiveness. I think it's a different type of back there. Not the biggest, but just a violent runner. When he gets out there, you get him in space. He makes the first people, even when we're not blocking the best or we're not, we misfit on somebody or we're not spotted right, he can make up for it because he's such a violent runner. He breaks tackles. He makes people miss. But when we do have stuff blocked up right, it's even better because you get him in space and you let him eat. And he does what he does.
Who are some of the guys, I guess, maybe leaders, kind of speaking up and kind of make sure y'all rally together after Saturday?
I think the biggest ones people like Trinidad and TJ Dottery, and it's I say TJ Dottery more than anything because each and every week we have our little player-led owners meeting, and he speaks every week, and it's just he preaches how he has to be better. He's done it from fall camp, from the summer. It's just a constant thing each and every week. So I say him.
How are you personally progressing this season? I know coming in, still dealing with that injury throughout fall camp and now trying out new positions as the season started. Where are you at personally, and how are you evaluating your play throughout the season so far?
I think personally, of course, I missed a lot of camp too, so coming back into Georgia State wasn't in the best shape. I even had to knock the rust off a little bit. But I think me personally, I think this is the best football I've played since I've been here. Out of the 7 games we played, I'm really unhappy with both. I'm unhappy with 1 game that I played, and I feel like you can always be better each and every week, and it's just about me getting better and the little things that I feel like I'm struggling on still, even going into week 8, week 9, or whatever week it is.
Jayden, how good are they? When you look at them, how good are they? What impresses you about Oklahoma?
I think, of course, I say first and foremost the depth they have because they do play a lot of people, and that's the edge, that's interior, and when you got a team that got 31 sacks, I mean, that's impressive. I don't care who you are because it's hard to get a sack, especially in this conference, and it's hard, especially 31. So they got good defensive ends, good people that rotate in, good defensive tackles. That's a lot of good, and that's from backer, the nickel positions. It's just a lot of good on their defense that stands out.
As I was walking in, I heard you guys practicing with the crowd noise and the band going through the speakers. How helpful is that type of practice translate to a game?
It's louder in practice because you can bet you got 2 speakers on a golf cart riding right behind you as the crowd gonna be just 2 yards away from you. Then you got them on the big speaker, all the speakers on the light poles out there. So it's kind of more overwhelming sitting out in practice and listening to it. So when you get in the game, it's really easy because in practice it's so loud, you have to be focusing and locked in and hear the clap so we can actually get work done. So but when we get in the game, it's really you're already locked in. Like, you won't hear it in the game because it's so loud in practice. It's really frustrating out in practice more than it is in the game.
You've played a lot of football, up to this point. Does the Oklahoma D-line remind you of any team, or they just kind of stick out on their own? Just the defensive line in particular.
I say this is like our group last year more than anything. You got all the production up there in the front. You got good players who are young. You got experienced players. Like, you just got a whole lot. So I think it'll be more of a, not a specific other team, more of our team last year in terms of production and what they have on their D-line.
Being one of the veteran guys, what is your message to yourself and maybe to your offensive line and your offensive unit after a game like Georgia, which is a close one but a heartbreaking loss nonetheless for you?
I don't think we can get down, of course. I mean, we did, like I said, first 5 drives to score 5 touchdowns. We just started out the end. It's not like we did anything particularly bad, and it's not one of those things where you can just, like, let the wheels fall off. And I've told some of my teammates, it's like, if y'all remember in 2022, started off 7-0, lost the game, go 8-1, and then we lose a tough one to Bama that year, and just the wheels fall off and we finish 8-5. You can't let that happen because, like, if you let that happen, especially with a lot of football left, like, 6-1, we have 5 games left. You can't, like, have that mindset. It's like, oh, we lost to Georgia. This is the end, this and that. You can't do that. Like, you have to stick to it, keep working, keep progressing, because it's a new team this week. Like, you got to let that go. Like, each and every week, you just can't hold on to stuff like that. Of course, it's a heartbreaker. Of course, you want to win that. But, like, at the end of the day, 5 games left, and you don't want the wheels to fall off game 8 of the year and just lose the rest. Appreciate y'all.